There was a lot of intolerance, a lot of regionalism, a lot of tribalism, not to mention the violence, the corruption, and just the lack of ideological clarity. And I felt like I was, I was in the wrong place. I really was patient, but I was actually, like I said, hugely conflicted. And by the time that I moved off, I realized, especially after the death of Dr. Morgan Tsvangirai, the violence that happened at his funeral, to me just signaled that, look, I'm in the wrong place. And I think 2 or 3 days after we laid to rest Dr. Tsvangirai, I then moved out of that organization. I thought, I couldn't continue to be part and parcel of a grouping that was so violent, so intolerant of different views. And not only that, just a party that had flagrantly disrespected its own constitution, especially regarding the failure to hold an extraordinary Congress to choose a new leader in terms of the constitution after the unfortunate passing.
Let's go back to some of the issues that you're talking about here. You are saying the MDC was violent, the MDC was moving to the right, and you were in that party, actually. So were you part of all those?
Not only moving to the right. What was aching me, and this is, like I say, the accumulative kind of feeling. It didn't happen like overnight. This is cumulative. You know what I mean? Cumulative. Mm-hmm. Happening over time. I thought I could take this in. I was patient, but I noticed, no. I'm just hurting myself emotionally, hurting myself mentally, hurting myself psychologically. Because why? I realized then that we were actually now being micromanaged. Each and every important decision, you would have to wait to hear, what does the U.S. Embassy say? What does the British Embassy say? You have these discreet and secret meetings with the embassy officials of powerful Western nations. I felt we're being micromanaged. We are not our own party. We're actually puppets. And I felt, no way. There's no ways I'm going to be a puppet, because I'm not. And I've never been. And I'll never be.
So if you're saying that you're being turned into puppets, can you clarify something on that? How were you being turned into puppets?
No, the moment that you have an organization that is micro-managed from somewhere, you actually even to go out there and say, we continue lobbying both overtly and covertly for the continued imposition of sanctions. And we say, look, at the end of the day, the ruling elite that you think you want to target of this action, they don't even feel it. They have got the money. If they want something, they want to buy a Louis Vuitton handbag for their wives. Do you think they'll have problems securing one from Tokyo or even Milan from New York? They'll simply send somebody to go there and buy it for them. If they want to go on holiday, there are better holiday destinations. Outside the Western world. People go these days. They go to Bali in Indonesia. People go to Dubai, to the Seychelles. They go to South America. They go all over. So I say, so why should we be seen to be pushing this sanctions agenda? That's why you find a few weeks ago, I actually had to come public. To apologize to the people of Zimbabwe to say, look, for whatever role that I played in the continued existence of these sanctions and the continued lobbying of these sanctions, I'm deeply sorry. And I want to reiterate here and now that I'm sorry.